Beautiful content creators of planet Earth, I have an exciting new microphone with a little surprise that I found when I started going through this. And the surprise wasn't just the damage that the box had, which didn't affect the microphone at all. The surprise is coming soon, so I'm just going to show you this microphone and kind of tell you why I was actually pleasantly surprised, not just because of the affordability of this particular microphone, but the quality and the surprise, which is coming here in this particular video. So here you go. It's the Movo UM6 dynamic podcast microphone. We're going to dive into this and find out just what the deal is with this particular microphone. So, you know, it's really made for content creators, whether you're deep into a gaming session or hosting a podcast or live streaming or you're doing your latest unboxing. You can see it's USB and XLR. What you're hearing right now is me with an XLR cable, a microphone cable that you can see right here on the screen. And so, but here is the surprise. Here is what I'm wanting to tell you about is when you plug in that XLR cable and plug it directly into your interface, it doesn't work right away. Why? Because it has a built-in preamp, and so you need to hit the phantom power on your interface. And at first I was like, why is this not working? And then I said, oh, it's got a built-in preamp, and I need to hit the phantom power in order for me to hear it. So this is what's called a GainCast preamp, which is going to add an additional 25 dBs of clean gain. So much like you've heard like a cloud lifter and some of the videos you've seen here on the channel where we go through all of those things, those gain lifters for dynamic microphones, this microphone has one built in, similar to what you would see as the Shure SM7B. But that is you can turn the dB on and off. You can turn that preamp on and off on that particular microphone. On this one, there's no way to turn it off. You got to plug it in and hit that phantom power. And what you're seeing right now on the screen is the way to go through the USB functions of the mic, which we're going to go through as well. But at first, I just wanted for you to hear how the XLR with the preamp sounds with this microphone, which I think was I was pleasantly surprised. So I'm going to be quiet at some point so you can hear kind of because I've got no processing on this mic. There's no gates, there's no compressions, there's nothing that's on this particular mic. And I'm going to compare it to an SM7B microphone with a cloud lifter on it so you can kind of hear, maybe the slight differences between those two mics. And so I'm just going to, at this point, pull over the SM7B, and we'll just sort of go and compare the two. Neither one have processing on at this point. What you've been hearing so far is the Movo UM6, which I think sounds really good. And so it's got it's plugged in XLR into a Rodecaster Pro 2, and this microphone, the SM7B, is also plugged in. In the chain for the SM7B is a Cloud Lifter CL1, and I have the preamp activated on this Movo UM6. So you'll be able to hear sort of the apples to apples comparison between the two. There's no processing. There's a little bit of a different level of dBs that have added to the Rodecaster Pro, and I'll tell you what those are so you can kind of know sort of, okay, you have to add this many dBs in order for it, but I've got it to where they're commensurate in terms of the amount of gain that you'll hear. You won't hear one be excessively louder than the other. I got them as close as I could for you to do that, and I'll let you know how many dBs that I've added. So here we go. Here's our comparison between the Movo UM6 XLR versus the Shure SM7B with the cloud lifter. So here we go. This is the Movo UM6 XLR input. This is the Shure SM7B with a cloud lifter. And then I'll go back and forth. Here we go. Movo UM6, Shure SM7B. And I'll be quiet as well after I say it so that you can hear the amount of relative room noise for each microphone. So we'll go back to the Movo. This is the Movo UM6. This is the Shure SM7B. I've added 39 dB to the Shure SM7B, and I've added 27 dBs to, so less dB to this. So it, in order for these to be just about the same level, so 27 versus 39 in terms of how much I had to add. Now this is obviously a much more gain-hungry microphone. It does have the cloud lifter on it, so I did need to add a little bit more dB from the Rodecaster Pro in addition to the cloud lifter for the SM7B. So anyway, what you're hearing right now is the Movo UM6, and I'm going to be quiet so you can hear the room noise. And now I'm switching over to the SM7B, and I'll be quiet and you'll be able to hear the room noise. All right, so that's the Shure SM7B. So there's your comparison between the two microphones. Now back to the Movo, and we'll talk about the USB-C functionality. All right, so right now I've got the UM6 just USB. So I'm plugged directly into my computer, which is a Mac Mini. And so it's USB-C, and the functionality, the things you connect on, and I'll kind of show, I'll keep this video playing in the background so you can kind of see how this lights up, because here in this video I have the USB plugged in. But generally, you're not going to be able to do any of the functionality with the lights and adjusting the amount of monitoring that you can hear, the amount of gain from the microphone and all that with that, and seeing the lights, the ability to mute on the mic itself. If you just plug the USB cable in by itself, and that's what you see on the screen, and you plug your headphone into this jack, then you can hear yourself. So you have your zero latency, so you won't hear a delayed version of your voice. You hear an actual version of your voice. I will say it's got inside of this microphone, it's got basically two layers for a pop filter. You've got your main pop filter, which has a magnetic thing that holds to it, and then inside of the casing itself, if you were to unscrew that casing, there's even another layer of that to help with plosive. So here you see the lights. And so the middle button that you can see is well, if you hold down that, it will mute it. Okay, so if you hold it down if you double tap, it will mute it. If you hold it down, like I'm holding down right now that you can see on the screen, that will keep all of the buttons from not working, so you don't accidentally like hit something and adjust something. So you get your settings the way you want, then you hold that button, and that way you won't accidentally change things up or whatever. So the middle button will switch from what your mic gain is, which you see right now, and then you just kind of ride your finger up and down for the amount of levels that you want to add for the gain for your microphone. So that's that setting. And then if you hit that middle button again, it goes back to your headset. And that way you can adjust the level of what you hear in your headset as well. And then the middle button is just EQ. So low pass, high pass. If you want things to be crispy, if you want to get some of the boom taken out of that, I'll show you the functionality of it right now. So right now you're gonna hear the difference. I like it flat actually. And then if I hit it again, it will jump over, and now you probably got a mid boost there. So all of a sudden you hear my voice kind of like get almost louder, but it's a mid boost. And if I hit it again, it has both of those things together. And then if I hit the button one more time, it turns all of the processing off of the USB. Personally, I rather would have this be the case and not take off any of that stuff. So, or I should say not have any of the processing in terms of EQ on the mic. So that is the USB functionality of this particular microphone, the UM6 from Movo. So there you go. I hope that gives you more information on whether or not you think this microphone is for you. It gives you a comparison to top-level microphones. And I do like the versatility of being able to go USB, or XLR. Just remember, if you do go XLR, that you got to hit your phantom power so that you get that preamp engaged, and of course you'll have to get your gain down so that you don't clip, but keep yourself at -6 to -12 decibels. A couple other things: you're getting a USB-C to C cable so that you can plug this directly into your computer if needed. You get a microphone cable or XLR cable, so if you want to plug that into your interface as well, and then you get a USB-C to USB-A if you don't have an available USB-C adapter, if you want to use that as a microphone. So there you go. I actually am pleasantly surprised by how good this microphone sounds, how it sounds compared to an SM7B, and the versatility of being able to have an XLR with a preamp of clean gain, as well as having a USB input as well. If you don't have an interface, you're taking it on the road. So the versatility here for content creators, I think, is really good. So anyway, hope this video helps you.